Hey everybody, welcome to the Bible study. Today we're going to study about Jacob wrestling with God. Let's dive in. So we start with the prayer. We are in Genesis 32, and with this part of the prayer is from verses 9 to 12. And prior to this, what happened? So Jacob was at his uncle Laban, where he married Leah, which he didn't want Leah. He fell in love with Rachel, but he was strict and he ended up marrying Leah first. He served for 7 years for Rachel, and then again 7 years for Rachel again, till finally got it after 14 years. And 6 years he served again his uncle Laban in the field with he was with like a shepherd getting the animals, and his wages were changed several times those 20 years and didn't get better till God gave him what to do, and then those 6 years he got wealthy. So, and he leaves his uncle as God told him to do. So it's very important to listen God's voice. It's very important to listen what God has for you. When is enough is enough. 20 years of serving in the same place. When somebody is not treating you well, it's changing your wages and not just getting lower. So this is a season when we got to cross over from that time that the spirit of Laban holds you back in the same place. You can't move, you can do nothing, you are not prospering, you can't even make your own decisions what to do. You can't get stuck in the same place. This is a time that you got to move on. You got to cross the river, you got to move on, you got to go back in the Holy Land what God had promised you. So and then he starts. So he just got off Laban. He runs away with his family, with his wives, children, you name it, servants, animals, everything. And now he encounters something else. It's his brother Esau. So Esau, when he left in rush. He was rushing to get off Esau. And now when he goes back to the Holy Land, guess who is there? His brother. So he's encountered another, I would say, another mountain. He just got off one and now he gets another one. So in front of him, he knows he needs to face Esau. And he knows Esau is very like the one who revenges for anything. Now his prayer. So watch this prayer. It's very, very important that we can get a hold on this prayer. So when you are in situations like Jacob was, go through this prayer. Then Jacob prayed, "O God, O of my father Abraham, O God of my father Abraham." So he acknowledges that the God of Abraham is his God, God of my father Isaac, O God of my father Abraham, God of my father Isaac, Lord, which you're humbled when you say that is your master. You who say to me, go back to your country and your relatives, and I will make you prosper. So he goes based on what God promised to him and what God told him to do. Like, you promised me to go back, to get out from Laban's house and just go to the Holy Land where you promised me to prosper me. So he's reminding God about what God told him. It's very important that I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. Sorry about my dog. He's just, somebody's, I guess, near the door. So you have to acknowledge that. And then exactly what I say, I am unworthy of all the kindness and faithfulness you have shown your servant. I'm I'm not worthy for what you prepare me, so what you already gave me, but you gave me anyway. I'm putting in your words. So it's what we're trying to say. And let's go back there. I had only my stuff when I crossed this Jordan, and that was right. But now I have become two camps because he divides the camps. He's scared that Esau, he's going to come and fight him and kill everybody else. So he makes two camps. When he crossed to go to Laban, he was just with the staff, which is the stick. That's all what he had. Now he has family, and God prospered him, and now he has two camps, and he's coming back to the Holy Land. And that's the prayer. So when I did go to work, for example, now we say nowadays, and you prosper me when I go, when you send me from here, I know you're going to prosper me and make me a great person. 11, save me, save me. This is save me. You might be fighting something else or something similar. You have to say, save me, I pray. Save me, Lord. Save me from my enemy's hands. Save me from, I don't know what you're fighting right now. I pray, save me, Lord. From the hand, now his situation was from the hand of my brother Esau. For I'm afraid he will come to attack me. And also the mothers with their children, which Leah had children, had several children in that time. So he is afraid and tells God that he's afraid from Esau that is going to attack, and not just that, kill the children, kill everything else. So save me, I pray. And also says, save me and my family, I pray. Save all of us. I'm scared. I'm afraid that my brother will attack me. But I say, in your case, might be somebody else or something else. I'm scared that I will, this person or whoever, these evil people will attack me and will do damage to my family. Verse 12, but you have said, remind God his promises towards you. And this is what he said, what God said that was actually to his, not his father Isaac, it was his grandfather Abraham. So it was promised this. But you have said, I will surely make you prosper. I will make your descendants like the sand of sea, which cannot be counted. And now exactly. So now, how come this is attacking my family? And I'm scared that even my descendants that you promised, they are going to be like the sand of the sea. They're going to be destroyed, all my family, and come and rescue me. This will be a good prayer for you. So we have to start just like that, like Jacob did. Let's move on. That's why I put a prayer first, because we got to learn how we're going to pray when we are encountering the enemy around ourselves, around, I would say, around our camp. How we're going to pray, just like that, Jacob. But things change for him big time. Jacob wrestled with God. So we are still in Genesis 32. We are in verse 22. That night, this is a continuation. Night, Jacob got up and took his two wives, his two female servants, and his 11 sons, and crossed the ford of the Jabbok, which was a river, not as big as Jordan River was near, but it was when he could cross it by foot. It was not that high up. So he's trying to save his family. After he had sent them across the stream, so he was on the other side of the river, he sent over all his possessions. So everything that he had, and God helped him acquire that possession with animals. He sent everything else. So he was still on the other side. Sometimes when we cross a different land, we encounter, it's called territorial spirits. And I say the spirit of Laban was definitely there, but also territorial spirits that whenever you want to do and prosper, they will not let you because you're in different land, far away from where God will bless you, where God has your blessing, and you're actually in different land. So also he encountered that as well. So Jacob was left alone, and a man, so he got everything across, they were safe. And he was alone, and a man wrestled with him till daybreak. Now, I was just thinking about this, how that could be possible. I believe he was in the spirit, and I had that, not physical. It was in the spirit. I had an encounter with this. I don't even know what it was. In the spirit, was over the night, was wrestling me. It's not necessarily like wrestle like that with the arm like that. It was fighting me. This, I don't even know what it was. It was jumping up and down like a monkey. I could not see, or was blinded, who was in the spirit, but my spirit was fighting it. And at the end, I held it so strong as I still couldn't see it in the spirit. Where was and all that, and was like a blind man trying to find the attacker. And I couldn't find the attacker, but whenever I went, I grabbed it, I wrestled with it, and I won. And I got his arms. Whoever was could be an animal. I don't know. Want to know what it was? I know it was a spirit, and I was wrestling in the spirit. I won. That was the most important. And that was the only encounter I have like that. So I believe that Jacob had something similar like that. In verse 25, when the man saw that he could not overpower him, he touched the socket of Jacob's hip so that his hip was wrenched as he wrestled with the man. Then the man said, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." He probably did the same thing, helped him, like had his arms. Is what I did when I ended up, and then I woke up, and I was still holding that whatever it was in the spirit. Nancy is what jumping back and down and try to fight that in the spirit was something else. I held it like that. So probably he held that, and that person was in the spirit, I would say, that says, "Let me go, for it is daybreak." So just let my hands go. Don't hold me anymore. Let's go next. But Jacob replied, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So that was a good call. Whenever you're fighting and you won, the blessing will come. Your blessing will come. I didn't ask to bless me because I thought was my enemy, was one of the, I don't know, bad spirits fighting me. I'm not going to ask the bad spirit to bless me. They could. I did not ask that. I was happy that I was winning that fight. The man asked him, "What is your name?" What do you think that wrestling with God didn't know his name? He wanted to hear from Jacob, and Jacob, he answered. And then the man said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel." Well, Jacob means that he overcomes situations with deceitful methods, like will deceive you with win with deceitful methods whenever he's getting into. So once I think about man, also it says like grabbing the heel of, because it was when he born, he grabbed the heel of his brother Esau. So it was a bad name. I wonder why people give those kinds of names to their children. They should know better. Give him a good name that will be always remember. But gave him Israel, which means because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome, and that he won. So, and that's better name. Jacob say, please tell me your name. And God will says like, just say like, if you have in that situation, God says like, why do you want to know my name? You already know who I am. But he replied, why do you ask my name? Then he blessed him there. God has, it's his name is the I am. He has so many names. Yahweh. It's just like, ask God what's your name. Like, obvious, he's got, yes, I say several names. It is in the Bible. But he blessed him right there because he probably was still holding on God, and God had to bless him, because when you ask God to bless you, he would bless you. God bless me indeed. Bless me. He will bless you. And not just that, bless you what he promised to his ancestors, descendants from his ancestor from Abraham, his grandfather. Of course he's going to bless him. Probably he needs to pass through certain levels that as soon as he listened to God's voice and took off from Laban, look at that separation. And not just that, he crossed that specific river when the other side was the blessing of God waiting on him. And he did it. Now, God is blessing him right now. God is blessing him. And hopefully, God is going to bless us as we go through this Bible study. So Jacob called the place Peniel, says, it is because I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. Because it says in the Bible, if you see God's face, you will die. Because it's just not for a person to see God and live. But he saw face to face, I would say, in the spirit. In the spirit is possible, but in the reality, I think Moses saw, I think, cover his face. It's different because of his glory, so amazing, you will burn out. But in the spirit is more possible, and his life was spared because that's what the Bible say. 31. The sun rose above him as he passed Peniel, and he was limping because of his hip. And because to the end of it, he was blessed, but God touched his hip and got off the socket. You can put it back. It's not like broken, nothing like that. I put my own shoulder, I got dislocated, and I put it back myself. So you have to know how to do it. Therefore, to this day, the Israelites do not eat the tendon attached to the socket of the hip, because the socket of Jacob's hip was touched near the tendon. But think about how Jacob was blessed, starting with the prayer. So when you are not sure, you are like, God promises they're on you, and you're facing from one enemy to another one, which is your family. That was his family. It's not the enemy that really, like, you don't know who you are. There was uncle and brother. They were coming against him. But after this encounter with God face to face, everything rolls on his favor. He has no problem either with Esau, with nobody. He has got to keep his family, and he moved on. So nothing was destroyed as he steps on the Holy Land, and God is blessing him. But we gotta pray. We gotta tell God what the promises. Your promises might be different than mine. So we have to remind him what he promised and humble yourself in front of God. Humble yourself. Your face to the ground. Humble yourself and say, I'm not worthy. Father, I'm not worthy for everything that you gave it to me. I'm not worthy, but you give it me anyway. And I thank you for everything you give it to me. You promised me that you're going to make my descendants a great nation that comes after me. Don't let me pray to my enemy. Don't let me, the fowlers, um, to ensnare me. Don't let, don't let, I'll say, the error that flies during the day to get towards me and my family. Don't let the enemy encounter me. Don't let enemy come towards me, and help me, bless me indeed, because I'm your servant, and I want to serve you the rest of my life. In Jesus' name, amen. I hope that helps. I say we try with do more prayer, make shorter Bible study, and add more prayer time, because we have to add the words of God, and we have to go in the Psalm, Proverbs, you name it, and we add those into our prayers. We use the words of God into our mouth, into our prayers. Usually when I wrestle and I'll say with the enemy, I will say, those are my words from Psalm 23. Even though I pass through the shadow of the valley of death, and because it's probably it's how I feel that time, I fear no evil, because your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And I keep repeating that till I go through the situation, and from that dark tunnel I see the light coming, like this. You see the light, it's beautiful. I just like this one because you see the ray of the sun comes through it, and it's how I go through the situations. And Psalm 23, I ended up memorizing it. And if that helps you, if you can memorize it, great. If not, memorize just a passage. And it's more than that. You prepare a table in the presence of my enemy. Think about that. A table with goodies, everything that God has, all the blessings, there's on that table. In the present, the enemy is watching. You having those from God. And not just that, it says, my cup flows over, not just fill half of the way. It flows over. And that is our God. So I hope this helps. And till next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.